there. This is Real Talk Baseball. I'm CarloBaseball. With me, as always, is ErnieOrange. We have a good show for you guys today. Baseball is over 162 games completed. It was fun. It was exciting. There was a lot of teams fighting till the end. Did you catch any games out there, Ernie, today?
Oh man, there was a lot of baseball, but this is beautiful, man. It was a beautiful week of baseball. The amount of teams fighting for their life right now for that last day to get into the playoffs. It was an amazing week, man. And I just want to give a
Yeah.
special shout out to all those players out there that are finally hanging it up and they're retiring. It was a sad day to see them go, man. You know, you got guys like Cal Hendricks, Clayton Kershaw, Charlie Morton just hanging up the cleats, and it was great honor for them to see them walk out of that mound one last time.
Yeah, I got to see Kershaw pitch, and it's kind of like it brought back a lot of memories when he first started pitching for the Dodgers, and when he first pitched against Scherzer, those matchups and all those things. When Vince Scully was saying his name, and he remembered, or he brought back nostalgia back from when he saw Koufax pitch, and he saw Kershaw in the same way. And look at his stats; they kind of match up. I mean, Koufax is still good, better than Kershaw, but Kershaw lasted way more years, and we never got to see him in another uniform, which is great. We only got to see him in a Dodger uniform. That's really cool, man. But he is going to be missed. He's not going to be part of the playoff roster, and I know a lot of Dodger fans are pissed off because of that. But you got to understand that the reason why that happened is because the first round of playoffs, they're not going to use them. So might as well get someone else that has a fresh arm that's going to pitch there. So for all you Dodger fans that are mad because of that decision, just understand that Dave Roberts made it because Kershaw pitched today. He's not going to be able to pitch in this series. He'll be able to pitch in the next series if they move forward. But let's get into it, Ernie. The Yankees and the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They're matching up, dude.
Oof.
This is going to be exciting, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. So,
yeah, you're right. This is definitely must-watch TV. One of the biggest rivalry in baseball in the playoff atmosphere in the wild card round. Best of 3 games. It's exciting. The moment you win game 1, it's a must-game win for game 2. So we're about to see a great pitching matchup for game 1. We're going to see the 2 potential all-star pitchers like Max Fried and Garrett Crochet, 2 lefty pitchers that had an amazing season this year. Go at it. We're going to see who's going to come up on top on this one because both teams are playing hot right now. You're talking about this Yankee team that's coming off an 8-game winning streak to finish the season. They finally figured out their bullpen situation, and their starters are looking locked in, and so are they offensively. Now you got a Red Sox team that's been a bit banged up this year, yet they've still been able to endure some craziness in their locker room with their Rafael Devers situation. They still were able to find their bats to get hot at the right time and make this playoff run. So this is great matchup for both teams. 2 AL's East rivals going at it. And who's going to win this big matchup? Because you're talking about 2 teams that are pretty evenly matched. Now, one team does have an all-star MVP player like Aaron Judge, and the other team has a bit of more young studs that are up and coming. So who are you giving this edge to this series?
Dude, this is a crazy series, man. When you see the rivalry and how they're going to match up in this series, they're going to play in Yankee Stadium. And, the Red Sox played really good out there when they last met in Yankee Stadium. So I just feel like the first game is going to be Max Fried and Crochet, which they haven't, officially announced the starters, but that's just 2 aces going at it. I think whoever makes the first mistake is going to, regret it. But I'm picking the Yankees over the Red Sox only because they went into the playoffs playing good baseball. Now, I'm not saying that the Red Sox are just going to bend over and take it. They're going to be out there as well. They're going to be playing good baseball. I know if Crochet doesn't come through, they're going to have to throw Brian Bale out there, and he's going to be okay. And, of course, the Yankees are going to counter with Carlos Rendon. When it gets to game 3, this is where it's going to be a matchup for I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I'm going all 3 on this one, dude. The game 3 is going to be really, really intense in this series. Hopefully they do get to game 3, but I'm picking the Yankees, dude. Who do you got?
Wow, that's pretty interesting. You don't see the Yankees winning back-to-back games then at home.
I don't see it only because it's a rivalry game, and they've been. I mean. As hard as it's gonna be to pick the Yankees, because it's hard to pick the Yankees for me But because I feel like they went into the series, they're going to go into the series hot. I think they're just going to go 3 games, dude, and they're going to be battling it out. I don't think it's going to be super easy. Remember, the Yankees did play teams that were under 500, so that's why they had a good series. And I'm not discrediting anything that they did, of course, but they're going into a series with winning and then the winning ways, and they're playing at home. So that's a good thing for the Yankees. Or do you see it otherwise? Do you feel like the Red Sox are just gonna lose the 2 games?
Yeah, it's one of those where I feel like this Red Sox team is still up and coming. They have a lot of great players, a lot of talent there, but I think they're still too young for me. I think this Yankee team is bringing this experience they had last year in this World Series run they had last year, and you got guys like Carlos Rodon that wants to have a bounce back finish this year. He's been inconsistent since he's been with his Yankee uniform, but I think he coming into this playoff round, he's gonna be locked in and ready to go and face a Red Sox team that he's seen time and time again already, right? Now,
Yeah,
the bullpen, I think this is where it's going to give the edge to the Yankees. I think the bullpen is really good for this Yankee team. They went all out in the trade deadline. They built for this moment. And I feel like Aaron Boone finally figured out who's finally his setup and closer. And I think it's been
yeah,
working wonders for them. And this is why this Yankee team's been dangerous as of late.
yeah. And I agree with you, dude. I definitely agree with you. But the only thing I don't agree is that Carlos Rodon, that he's going to come through with the Yankees. I feel that that's going to be the little niche for the Cubs. I mean, not the Cubs, the Red Sox to beat the Yankees, because they've always beat them, dude. They've always scored some runs against Carlos Rodon, and they know him this much. So playoff baseball is different, and I get it. But I think that's where the Red Sox are going to take that game 2, and it's going to go to game 3. And like I said, we can't announce or say or predict any game 3 starters, because maybe the Yankees go bullpen game and shut them out that way. It's been a thing of
Really?
what coaches have been doing in the past. They've been putting bullpen games to win the last game or move forward. So we will see, dude. We will see. That start right there for sure, though. It's the key for the Yankees' success. If he does good for the Yankees, then I think the Yankees are going to be well enough to win the next series if they move on to the next series. But Carlos Rodon, it's key for the Yankees, dude. And if he doesn't perform, I think that's going to be
Yeah,
a problem.
my prediction in this one is that Carlos Rodon's going to have a bounce back game against this Red Sox team. I think Jamal brings it up in the chat. The Yankees can go up 2-0, and that could be a great way for the Yankees to start this playoff series and move on to the next round, because it is crucial to only play 2 games. I feel like once you go to game 3, you tax your pitchers, they overwork them, and then you have to go into a divisional series with a team that's been rested for 5 days. That's a huge advantage for that other team. So if you're this Yankee team, you'd rather knock it out in 2 games and move on. It's a Red Sox team that you don't like. You hate them. So go at it 100%. Try to beat the crap out of these young kids. And sorry, we'll see you next year. That's your goal right now. If you're this Yankee team, you're coming in way too hot to let this young team to overtake you.
Yeah. Well, I'm still picking the Yankees. So did you pick the Yankees? Yeah. Or who are you picking?
Yeah, I want to say Yankees in too. I mean, it's pretty interesting how this wild card series kind of works. I mean, it's not really best, it's a best of 3, but it's interesting how in 2 games you're on to the next round just like that in 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. All right, let's move on to the next series. It's the Dodgers and the Reds, and the Reds got into the playoff spot in the last minute. You saw the Mets lose. They lost 4-0. It's kudos to the Marlins, man. They did everything possible for the Mets not to go to the playoffs. They move Alcantara start from Wednesday to Friday to go ahead and pitch against the Mets. So, congratulations to the Reds. They did everything they needed to do to squeeze into the last playoff spot. Ernie, you called it. You said the Reds were going to be in there, and they are in there. But this matchup right here, Dodgers and Reds, who do you got?
Oh, man. I mean, I think Reds are still going to give the Dodgers some type of fight. I mean, this Reds team's not going to come in and just bend over and let the Dodgers overtake them. I mean, this Red team has enough strength out there, talent to go kind of deep. Hunter Green's going to be their main game 1 starter. That's going to be a guy that's proven to throw some high heat. He's coming back home to L.A., has family members that are going to come watching him here in L.A., He's going to go all out and probably give 7 innings strong. And this is where it's going to be a tight, close game 1, especially with this Dodgers team. We're expecting a Dodgers team to be like last year, but it hasn't been that same team. Guys like the role players like Tommy Edman, Teoscar Hernandez has just have not lived up to expectation for 2025. And I think they're going to be the main key factors for the Dodgers to go and advance to the next round. They have to step up and be a big key part of this series for the Dodgers to advance. Now, you already know what Shohei's going to do. You know what Freddie's going to do, what Mookie's going to do. That bottom of the lineup for this Dodgers is really important for me. And I just see this Dodger overtaking this Reds team, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be those late inning runs where you better take over the bullpen or else you're going to be screwed.
I think the Dodgers are going to overtake this one 2-0, man. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they're going to see trouble or anything. The way they finished the season by beating the Diamondbacks, by beating everybody that came to their house this year, they swept the Mariners, and the Mariners are not an easy team to beat. The Dodgers had trouble with their bullpen, and the Mariners did not capitalize on them this week. So that gives them a big hype. It gives them a good energy to go into the playoffs. Every team that's going to the playoffs right now is looking like the team that we thought we were going to see, that we see on paper. So right now, the Dodgers having Blake Snell, maybe pitching the first game, or Yamamoto, like you have options to start your series so you can possibly move on to the next and still have them start game one. So this is crazy for the Dodgers to say that, because I mean, as a Dodger fan, I see that the Dodgers are looking good, dude. I know that Tommy Edman to Oscar hasn't been hitting, but this last series, they really hit. They really got everything going, and it looked like their playoff atmosphere is gonna. It got there, dude. So it got there at the good time. So we will see, of course.
Do you really trust this Dodger bullpen in the late innings?
I don't. That's why I'm not trusting. I'm not going to say the bullpen is the one that's going to be giving us these wins. We're going to ask our starters to take us into the seventh inning. That's what needs to happen. You have Blake Snell, I need 7. Yamamoto, I need 7. Glasnow, I need 7. And then I have Sheehan in the bullpen, possibly Shohei Ohtani in the bullpen. And, we have Roki Sasaki, which he has been coming out of the bullpen these last series. So it's going to be all your starters hands in. And if you're blowing out the game, that's when we bring in the bullpen, and kill some innings. But other than that, dude, I think that's what's going to happen with LA. I think if no one has ever talked about this, but I think that game plan is going to be, the game plan for Dave Roberts. Because I don't see it no other way, dude. This bullpen sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I could see the Reds sneaking game one just by some type of luck. Like I said, Hunter Green coming in hot, and this Reds team just, finding some kind of luck in the bats. And I see the Reds sneaking one game out of the Dodgers. I could see this going to game 3, but I'm pretty sure this Dodgers team is going to secure game 3 no matter what. And like you said, Dave Roberts has enough talent, enough arms to just throw in the bullpen. If you're struggling, bring the next man up. There's no time to waste. And if Tanner Scott walks with a first, second guy, I'm sorry, you're out of the game. Next man up mentality, basically. I feel like this Reds team is a pretty hot team. They lost the last game of the season, but they still advanced thanks to the Mets. And obviously, it was not pretty the way they made it to the playoffs. But if you know baseball, it doesn't matter how you get in there. It's just about getting hot at the right time. And this Reds team does have enough depth in their offensive lineup to get some runs. I mean, Ellie De La Cruz makes a huge impact there. Gavin Lux, you don't think he's going to be hungry to big back in LA and give something, go against his ex-daughter team? Like, these guys are hungry. They still want to deliver for their team. And Terry Francona, he's an experienced manager. He knows what he's going to be doing.
Definitely, dude. And you just said Ellie De La Cruz. He's the key component to all this. It's his first time going to the playoffs. He's going to want to show out. Remember, he says LA is his. So if LA is his, he needs to show out and show up and eliminate these Dodgers so they can move forward. But we will see, dude, what happens in this series. But I am picking the Dodgers 2-0 over the Reds. You said they're going to game 3, and you're still picking the Dodgers. So let's move on to the next one. We got the Padres and the Cubs, and this one looks like a matchup that's going to be a little tough. It's going to be hard for me to pick, but I'll let you go first. Who do you got?
Well, I think this is an easy one for me. As a West Coast native, I'm going to be a little homer this time around, and I think the San Diego Padres are going to overtake the Chicago Cubs. I think it's pretty straightforward. Nick Pivetta is going to be their game 1 starter. I think he's been the most consistent pitcher all year. And I think for game 2, they're going to close it out with Michael King. I just don't see how this Cubs team could beat this hot Padres team that's been playing so well as of late. Fernando Tatis and Machado have just been kind of locked in as of late. And, Luis Arias is a contact hitter that does get into base. I think the key factor here is Jackson Merrill. What can he do this second year, sophomore? He's kind of had a slump second year, but I think if he could get some clutch hits for the Padres, they'll be just fine. Now, this Cubs team, I'm really panicking. Cade Horton has been a sensational rookie in their rotation. He's going to be out for this series, which is a huge loss for them. And so they're only banking on Matthew Boyd and Shota Imanaga. Those guys are great pitchers this year, all-star caliber pitchers, but I just don't trust them against this deep Padres roster. And the way that Cal Tucker's not been in the lineup lately is kind of a big concern as well. I mean, the guy just has been banged up, and him not sure if he's going to play in this playoffs or not. And I mean, you hope he's healthy enough, because if not, this Cubs team does not stand a chance. PCA has been a spark for this team, but I think with Cal Tucker not getting no timing right now, it's going to be hard for him to overcome this deep Padres rotation. And their bullpen, you name it, they have one of the best bullpens in this game. AJ Preller decided this trade deadline, I'm going to copy the Dodgers recipe and be the best bullpen this league could have. And I think they did the right thing. Mason Miller and Robert Suarez closing the games for you. I think you're locked in.
Yeah, well, I think different, man. I think it's going to go to game 3. I am picking the Padres. Why? Because it's just playing in Wrigley Field is different, man. I've seen the Padres struggle a little bit out there in Chicago, and I've seen them struggle against lefty pitchers. When you face lefty pitchers, that's when they don't put up a lot of runs. And Shota Imanaga, if he's the first starter for the Cubs, I think they're going to have a little bit of trouble, but I do pick them to win this series. Like you said, they did finish hot. They went in a 7-3 run in the last 10. They did really good. They did what they needed to do. Now, the thing what I kind of struggle with is they don't have Ramon Laureano, which was sparking the Padres up. He was one of the main trades for the Padres that lineup needed, and he showed out. So he's not going to be available this playoff series, but if they advance and they move forward, they're possibly going to have him in that lineup. Now, I feel like the Padres are going to be a tough team to beat, dude. But I'm not discrediting what the Cubs are doing, dude. It's just I just feel like they kind of lost a little bit of that spark. And if they can pull something off, I don't see it, dude. I don't see it with the Cubs, man. I said, I'm not discrediting anything, though. It's just I feel like the Padres are moving to these playoff series a little bit more ahead than the Cubs are. So
and I think the Kuwait Cubs have been playing as of late. I mean, they're 4-6 in the last 10 games. I feel like just a bit inconsistent for the second half of the season. I feel like they lost that energy the moment the Brewers just took off. They were like, whatever. So we'll just take the wild card. Like, no sense of urgency. I mean, what's going on there? The offense, PCA also had a bad second half of the year. Just recently, he had a great couple days recently where he, finally got his 30-30 season, which is great. Yeah. That's a great start to your career. But now I question, are you going to be able to hit that playoff pitching? Because that's a different ball game, man.
Yeah.
When that pressure and that intensity the playoffs bring, if this week alone already felt like the playoffs, wait till this week coming up. It's going to be at another level that these kids have not seen. A Michael Busch, PCA, Carson Kelly, they've never been in these moments. And even though Wrigley Field is a difficult place to play, this Padre team is just well-rounded enough, and I think the talent is just going to overtake this Cubs team for now. Even though they've had a worse record than the Cubs, I mean, you got to think about it. That NL West was just a different monster this year.
It was. So the Padres do have Nick Pivetta, which you already said. Game 2 possibly is going to be Michael King, and Game 3 it's a decision that they have to make. It's a Dylan Cease or Darvish. So either way they go, the Padres go, they have great pitching and their bullpen, which you already mentioned. And that's why, the Padres are going to be tough to beat in this series, dude. But we will see what happens in that series, and we're going to watch every game, every inning. It's going to be exciting. We got one more matchup, and that one is the Tigers and Guardians. Was it a disappointing that the Tigers did not win the division?
I mean, it's a pretty bad collapse. I mean, losing 15 and a half games and missing out on the division is a pretty big blow to your ego, I would say, right? Like, after being on top all year round and you finished the last seed in the wild card, how's that even possible? But you know what? You could forget all about the division as long as you win this next upcoming series. Now, do I see it happening? I mean, there's the way that the Tigers have been performing as of late. There's just no way you got to pick the Tigers. But the way baseball is, man, you're a division rival like that. You already know how you play. So you got to give oh man, this is a tough one. I'm in the air. Who's gonna really win this game, Carlos? This series, I mean, because this Guardians team is coming hot, but the Tigers do have Tarek Skubal starting game 1, and that's the perfect way to start the series with your best MVP. I'm sorry, not MVP, your Cy Young pitcher to start game 1. He basically is gonna give you 7-8 innings strong, and you just hope that your bullpen like Tommy Canley and Will Best will be able to close it out, and you sneak a game 1. And now what happens? You put that pressure on the Guardians in game 2. And then can Gavin Williams live up to the expectation? But man, this one's a toss-up for me. I really don't know who's gonna win, but I'm just gonna give the edge to the Guardians right now just because they're playing hot, and you already know how baseball works. The hottest team tends to always win in baseball. Doesn't matter how you start, it's about how you finish. So this Guardians team is just playing really well right now. I mean, bullpen-wise, they've been locked in, Carlos. Ever since they lost Emmanuel Clase, it's like these guys took it to another level and became the next Clase. You know, next man up mentality. I'm sorry, Clase was great, but I'm gonna be that closer now. It's my time, and I feel like Kate Smith took in that role, and he's never looked back. So it's great to see. And then you got Jose Ramirez, man. What an incredible, outstanding future Hall of Famer in that lineup. Continues to deliver for this Guardians team, and that's where it's scary. I don't see how the Tigers could really stop them. And if you guys saw this earlier this week, the Guardians were just all over the Tigers. So they took 2 out of 3, were able to claim the division, with the same record, tying the same record. But who do you have, Carlos? Guardians or Tigers?
That's the crazy thing, dude. I think that you took some of those words out of my mouth, dude, to be honest. I feel like the Tigers have that talent, have everything that I felt like they had everything going for them before the last 2 weeks of baseball. I felt like they were going to go into the playoffs and they were going to dominate. But now that they didn't win the division, they're going to go to the Guardians and play out there. That's another rivalry. So I do see, Skubal pitching game 1. But then who do you have? Jack Flaherty. So this is where the Guardians are going to have to take advantage of this. Unless you're going to change up your starting rotation and put Tyrese Skubal to pitch game 2. I don't see that happening. Because maybe, I don't know, dude. Sometimes they do different things out there to where they want to change up the lineups. They want to change up the mindsets. Because right now, I bet you the Guardians, tomorrow, they're going to be looking at tapes from Skubal, and they're going to try to see if they can win and sneak one out of their Skubal. And if they do that, I just feel like maybe the Guardians will take it in 2 games, but I don't see it happening. It's going to be hard. The Guardians did finish 8-2, and the Tigers finished 2-8. So you got that going for you. So I am going to pick the Guardians on this one. And they're just the hottest team right now. Jose Ramirez, dude, you just said, is he a 30-30, 40-40 guy? Man, dude, this guy is unbelievable. Really underrated. A lot of people don't talk about Jose Ramirez and MVP talks, but this man, every year he comes and plays baseball, and he plays third base, and he plays Gold Glove baseball, dude. So I got the Guardians, man. I got the Guardians.
Yeah, like I said, this Tigers team, the only thing that concerns me is that the moment they get hot with their bats, they're a dangerous team. If Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson get going, this team is unstoppable. And then you got this Guardians team that's coming in hot and just could be shut out like that. This is what's great about baseball. Right now, me and Carlos are going for the more favorite teams, if anything, right? I mean, even though the Padres are a lower seed, I think they're still a favorite team to win. So,
they've been there
like that.
They've been there, dude.
They've
been there. They know what to do, what to expect. They know when to turn it on, which they did turn it on this last week. You saw Manny Machado, you saw Tatis turn it on. Like I said, you saw the Dodgers turn it on. It wasn't an easy match against the Mariners. The Mariners are taking off the first series. They're going to be enjoying those 5 days, or maybe not. Maybe they're going to be stressing out. You have the Blue Jays, the number 1 seed. They're going to be out there in Toronto waiting for whoever wins from the Red Sox and the Yankees. And then you have the Phillies as well. The Phillies are going to be waiting for the Reds or Dodgers. And then you have the Brewers, a team that hasn't won a World Series. We have 3 teams on this playoff bracket that haven't won the World Series. One of them has never made it to the World Series. So that's crazy, dude. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good playoff series. I think it's going to be a fun series. I can't wait for Tuesday to come. Because I'm just waiting for it, dude.
Are you just going to be in your couch watching baseball all day since 10 in the morning all the way till 10 p.m. at night?
I'm going to be up at 8:30 so I can see all the previews and everything that they talk about before the games, dude.
It's a 12-hour shift right there, man. This is a lot of baseball we got to watch. It is great for the game of baseball. I feel like this addition of the wild card these past couple seasons has been a big thing for baseball. It's been a big spark. How teams just in 2-3 days are advancing to the next round. It's crazy. You play 162 games, and it's a long season, tiring season. But the moment you play the wild card, it's like one and done. Basically, you lose the first game, and you're like, your backs are behind the wall, and trying to sneak in another one to go to game 3, and it's just wild. And it's crazy how it's just in one location, one series, and you got to win 2 out of 3. It's crazy. It's one of the hardest things to do, especially when you're facing the best pitcher that team has to throw at you, you know?
Yep. All right, Tuesday schedule. The first game, 10:08 a.m., which is 1 p.m. Eastern, is the Tigers and Guardians. You got the Padres and Cubs. That's at 3:08 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 o'clock here in Pacific time. You got the Red Sox Yankees. That one's a 3 p.m. game, 6:08 Eastern. And then the last game of the day is the Reds and Dodgers. That one's what is it?
6:08.
6:08?
Yes.
I thought, oh, damn. Okay, 6:08 p.m. And then 9:08 p.m. Eastern. So that one's the last game of the day.
Some interesting times. I just
want to throw this thing, that. Yeah.
I just want to throw this thing out about the wild card. It's pretty interesting, right? Most of these teams tend to play night games. They'll have regularly their day games before the travel days, like usually Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Sundays. But now you have to play 3 games in a day. Is that harder for a player, you think?
Yeah, dude.
3 day games, 3 straight day games. That's hard.
That is hard. And that's what I was saying about the Cubs and Padres. That one's a crazy game because they're out in Chicago. Then you have the Guardians and Tigers. They're playing the earliest game. And, you know, if you're a fan out there, it sucks for you because you probably have to get out of work and try to go to the game, or possibly just be like, I ain't going in.
Yeah. 3 straight games of that, like same time for 3 games. That's tough.
That is tough. But that's just the way I guess they want to put it so people can see all the games. They used to be where games started all at the same time. It was at 4 or 5 p.m. and that was it. And we didn't get to see it. If you're a Dodger fan, you need to go ahead and get ESPN because all those 3 or 2 games, whatever it is, it's on ESPN. You know, it sucks. It's the last time, I guess, ESPN's going to show games. Moving forward, I think Netflix is going to take over. Prime is going to take over. So there's going to be so many other apps giving these games out. So that's going to suck. I wanted to ask you before we log off, though, what happened to the Mets, man? Were you kind of like surprised that happened, or you were expecting the Mets not to make the playoffs?
You know what? The way they've been playing, I think it was the best option for them not even to show up the way they've been playing. I mean, how the heck do you finish the season with a bullpen game, Carlos? That's the answer I don't have for anybody. How do you finish the last game of the season, must-win scenario to make the playoffs, and you decide to start a bullpen game? How's that even possible? Edwin Diaz was a pitcher that pitched the most outs for that game. There's just no reason you should have even been in the playoffs if you're playing like that. That just tells me you didn't have no starting pitching. It doesn't matter how much money you spend in baseball. There's injuries in this game that will affect you no matter what. And it sucks to see that how this Mets team couldn't deliver. And now you got Pete Alonso opting out of his contract. Did something happen in that clubhouse that we don't know? He did get paid a huge amount of money. You know, talking about a 2-year, $54 million deal in the off season. And now you're opting out and trying to look for another contract elsewhere. What is going on with this Mets team? I think that's a really bad collapse. And if you ask any Mets fan right now, they're pissed and they're upset about their team.
Dude, if I ask any Mets fans what's going on, I'm pretty sure they won't answer. They're probably like somewhere in their room in that corner, not wanting to talk to anybody.
Yeah,
the Mets, it was a slow motion collapse, dude. And by what I mean by slow motion collapse is that they started playing good, bad, good, and then you start seeing the dip. You started seeing the team not perform at all. And, you know, you started hearing that the Mets are not going to make the playoffs. All those predictions, all these players from the Mets said before the season started, they all went down to the trash. And talking about trash, at the Angel game on Friday, this fan, which they should have got him a beer. He went, I guess a lot of people didn't know what was going on, but the Angels were playing the Astros. And his fan got a trash can. Altuve was in the waiting circle. He took it up there by the dugout, started banging it. So I just wanted to give that fan some kudos, man, and a top mention because that takes some balls to do that, dude.
Yeah, man, you're talking about he took a whole trash can from the aisle all the way down to like the dugout area and started banging out of the trash can. when Jose Altuve was up in the on deck circle. That was funny to see. I mean, we were talking about even the Angels play spoilers this weekend. What a crazy weekend! You talk about teams that were eliminated, still fighting to the last day today. And a lot of these teams that were supposed to win today actually lost. Why? Because these teams were actually putting up a fight, fighting for contracts for next year, and trying to get their statistics right. They're trying to get that pay raise, that bonus they run out get. So it was beautiful to see. You got Mike Trout on Friday. I mean, I was watching this game with my girl, and she was like, "Why are you even watching the Angels? They're eliminated." I was like, "No, I'm going to see this special moment. Mike Trout's facing the Astros. What does he do in the bottom of the 8th? He hits a go-ahead home run. And that was the start of almost eliminating that Astros team. They had to win all 2 games thanks to Mike Trout now. And by Saturday night, they found out they were eliminated, and they benched the whole team. They were like, what's the point of even playing at this point? They were so banged up. Poor Astros team. They got banged up like they were trash cans this year.
Yeah. Well, let's give applause for the guy that did that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to give it to the dude. Not only that, but the Astros are a great team. They're not a team that's going to be messed with next year. You said it. There's a lot of injuries on that team. Did the Mariners overtake the West? I don't think they did. If they would have overtook the West, I think they would have won like at least 100 games to say, this is my throne, and I'm going to keep it here for a long time. So the Astros might come back next year, or the Angels, whoever is going to take dominance West in the AL. So
yeah, this Astros team is pretty interesting because I see them. They're going to have to reassess what they're going to do going forward, because you're talking about these guys are getting much older. You got like Altuve, Correa. What are you going to do with those guys going forward? Is it time to move on, or is it time to hold on till their career's over? And you got to mix them up with the young kids coming up. And it's kind of hard because you did let go of 2 superstars, Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman. You did not want to pay them. So now your question is like, if you don't want to pay for these top talent, are you just trying to rebuild again? What is the plan? Because all your arms are also on the IL with UCL injuries. So what are you going to do? That's a tough one.
True. Well, we went through all the matchups. That's going to happen on Tuesday. Don't miss out. We will try to get on every, I guess, after every game. Ernie, are we doing that again this year?
Yeah, I think we're going to reassess that and see what games we're going to try to go on live and give you our reactions of what happened and whatnot, and go forward with that. I think this playout, we're going to turn it up to another intensity, another level, quick recaps, quick breakdowns, and our predictions for the next upcoming series. So stay tuned. Make sure to watch our next show. We have a lot of great content coming up for the playoffs, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And also make sure to have that bell on your YouTube channel to be up to date with all their notifications when they come in. So you could be on top of our shows. We'll expect you guys here to comment, and we could talk baseball. This is what we love to do.
Yes, sir. We love talking baseball, and we love talking playoff baseball. So we will see who's going to raise the trophy at the end of the season, or the end of the I guess, the World Series. Let's see. Let me put this up here.
Oh, we got Stu in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, man. He says, as a Tigers fan, I sadly don't think we win against the Cleveland series. He thinks the Phillies are going to win the World Series.
The Phillies are a good team, man.
It is. That's you can't go wrong right there, Stu. I mean, I think the Phillies is a well-rounded team, has the pitching. Obviously, they lost Zach Wheeler to that injury. That was unfortunate, but I think they still have enough arms, and bringing Walker Buehler, an experienced pitcher like that was hot in the last World Series, it's a great option to have. And, this Phillies team window is closing, but they are still experienced enough to finally win that World Series they've been meaning to win. They've done everything to provide the winning culture, winning team. It's just got to deliver now, right?
Yep. You got Carl Schwarber, and you have Bryce Harper in that lineup that has been, really good for
returning for IO now.
He's going to be playing short. It's going to be dangerous. So they do have 5 days off. Hopefully that doesn't trend to what we've seen in the last playoffs, where the team that takes the rest doesn't go all the way. We saw it last year with the Dodgers. They took the rest and they took it all the way. Maybe that's a trend that moves forward, and we will see, dude. Stu, thank you for the question. We love that. That's what we do here on YouTube, and that's what we do as baseball fans, and talk baseball all day. All right, man. Your last mentions, or was that your last mention?
Yeah. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We hope to see you guys on our next live episode. I think we're going to either jump either Wednesday or Thursday. Well, Thursday, I'm going to be at a 49. I'm going to be at a football game, Carlos. So you may have to jump on your own, or maybe we'll figure it out. We'll see when we jump in. And we'll go live maybe possibly Wednesday night. And we'll try to give you guys a live breakdown of the next upcoming series, because it's going to be a good one for sure. You got a deep hot Mariners team, a deep hot Brewers team, and a Phillies team. For me, those three teams are the most dangerous teams right now going forward.
Yep. And then don't forget about the teams that haven't won the World Series, which is the Mariners, Padres, and Brewers. And the Mariners haven't ever gone to the World Series. Is this the year to do it? We will see. All right. From all of us here on Real Talk Baseball and CarloBaseball, this is ErnieOrange. Real Talk Baseball, signing out.